Listen to these sounds that connect us with the earth. There are seeds inside this rattle that is made with rabbit skin and with rabbit fur and with some feathers that are gone, and there's seeds inside. And today I want to speak with you about this word that is so commonly used, which is embodiment. Embodiment. This word has begun to circulate among us for the last probably 5 years or so. People were not quite speaking about embodiment before that time, and they were not really using the concept in the way it is intended in this day and age. And I realized that there is quite a bit of confusion about what it means, or people think they know what it means and they don't really fully grasp the whole scope of what to be fully embodied means, and actually what is the benefit of being fully embodied. So first of all, thank you for being here today, and please subscribe to my channel. So let's dive in. Is embodiment something you are striving to achieve fully? Is there a connection between you and your body that is deep and soulful and a two-way conversation? When we speak about embodiment, we have to start by the understanding that the body is a temple for our soul to live in. And that's why so many people call the temple body or the body temple. And what it is the house for our soul to be able to have the experience on earth, the experience of hearing, seeing, smelling, touching, tasting, because our souls are able to feel expressions of love and be love. But what our souls can rejoice in being inside a body that can play with the five senses is something that our souls cannot do as a intangible expression of the divine outside of a body on earth. The soul would come through the bard and forget everything that the soul intended to learn and live and experience, and the people that it intended to meet in this lifetime. And part of that was by design, so that the journey of remembrance is the expansion of that soul into the understanding of coming back home. So what ended up happening was that we came and we chose a family, we chose an environment, a country, a small town, we chose a community. And in that space, in that three-dimensional space and time continuum, we proceeded to have experiences that were very traumatic. And these experiences were intended for our souls to use them as openers of the memories of the soul, of the origin, of what is known also as your soul matrix. The problem is that for many of us, those experiences have been so harsh, so difficult to overcome, that they left us feeling unsafe. And what happened at that time was that our soul that came fully into our body through the time in the womb would leave a little bit the body because it didn't feel safe in the body. As the soul and the body are fully interconnected as part of the agreement of incarnation, the soul couldn't just take up and leave. And so what happens is that the majority of humanity, listen me out, the majority of humanity, and when I mean the majority, if I have to give you a percentage that is a very similitude percentage, potentially 98%, 97, 99% of humanity are living with their souls not fully inside the body. And what I mean by that is literally when you look with the third eye, for those of us who have the capabilities to see the aura, to see the luminous bodies, and to see the soul in somebody's body beyond what we see with the physical eyes, which is the physicality of the body, we can see the energy leak points. We can see the soul not being fully embodied. But what happens to somebody who has the soul not fully inside the body, embodied, that's where the word comes from, is that life is difficult and that we carry within us those shocks, those traumas, those experiences that have been traumatic without having been resolved. What happens is that we're truly living life with many disconnects. And one of those important disconnections is the disconnection between our soul and our bodies. For me, the journey of embodiment has been an amazing journey of discovery that rather than staying in pain, I wanted to move forth and I wanted to go through the healing process so that I could get to the other side. And when you get to the other side, the feeling of being fully in the body is an amazing feeling. And I can share this with you now because I've had most of my life not being fully in my body and not having the most beautiful relationship with my body. Actually, I've had most of my life in a super hard relationship with my body where my body would tell me what it was needing and I wasn't listening. And it required for my body to raise the volume to the point where I did get very sick before I was able to listen. So that is why I am so excited to be sharing with you how this can work for you. So what happens is that since our bodies, our biology loves us and our bodies and our biology have everything in them, there's an innate intelligence that lives within our cells, that lives within the DNA, that wants the best for us and that thrives in keeping us alive and healthy in the best way possible. So when there is a disconnect between the soul and the body, and there's those traumas that are unresolved, the body begins sending us signals. So what we have come to call dis-ease, which the word in English is beautiful, means lack of ease, is exactly that. The body is saying, there is something that is not going as it should. There's something not quite happening that should be happening. So the body takes any of myriads of ways of showing us that disconnection. The way it shows us this disconnection is through all kinds of diseases, also through ailments, pains, overweight, all kinds of manifestations physically that express that there's a lack of harmony. And in medicine, they also say a lack of homeostasis, a lack of all of the systems working in harmony for the benefit of the whole, which is the soul-body connection. And therein lies the problem, because since we have those traumas and we have those unresolved aspects of our lives, we haven't realized the tools to support ourselves to be fully embodied and to have a relationship with our body that is mutually beneficial. So when I say mutually beneficial, I mean where not only the body takes care of you, which is something it does naturally and by definition because of its innate intelligence. And therefore, when the body sends you signals like an aching shoulder or an aching knee or bigger diseases like any types of cancer, when we look at where the disease is happening, the liver, the colon, the knee, the shoulder, we can tell very easily what type of trauma is the one that has created that lack of homeostasis. And then we can use that as the tip to begin unraveling where is that in hiding within us so that we can bring healing to that. And oftentimes bring full release of that pain, of that illness, of that disease to full homeostasis. It is that powerful. And when I say a two-way is because that is what the body tells you. But what you tell the body, here it comes. When the body tells you, I need more rest, do you give it more rest or do you keep pushing forth? Or when the body says, this aches, are you paying attention to that ache or are you trudging forth? Are you paying attention to that ache? Or even though your knee hurts, you still go for a 10-mile walk? Or when the body says, I need some nutritious food, are you giving the body nutritious food? Or are you giving the body food that is created by the parasitic environment living within you, created by the trauma, and therefore you're feeding the body sugars and processed foods and all types of chemicals that are not giving the body the nutrition that it is asking you? Are you giving the body air and time in nature and barefoot time so that the body can feel that connection with Pachamama and really help in the ability to be grounded so the soul can feel safely in the body? Do you see what I'm saying? It's a two-way street. The body speaks to you, but with your actions, you're speaking to the body and you're telling the body, I love you and I thank you for being the host to my soul, and I'm taking care of you and I'm making choices so that my soul can feel fully embodied and safe within you, and thank you for being there with you. Or you are not listening and the body can feel that and not responding to the needs of the body, and rather having a situation by which you keep giving the body things that the body consider poisonous and not nutritious and not nourishing and not relaxing and not restful, and you're not allowing the body to recover, and therefore creating worse and worse of a situation. So you may say, okay, great, Shakti, now what do we do about this? Well, here's what we do about this. Thankfully, there are so many medicines of energy, of plant medicines, of the soul, shadow work, inner child work, soul recovery work. So much we can do to be fully embodied, to heal whatever trauma has kept you living life not fully into the most beautiful expression of who you are in your temple body. And what you can do is say no more. Say, I really can't go any further in this disconnect with my body. I can't go any further feeling exhausted all the time, carrying overweight, carrying aches and pains. Enough of this. And then listen into your heart, because when you move from your mind to the heart will guide you. And with that intention, if the intention is pure, the right people will come into your path, the right teachers, the right sisters and brothers, the right communities, the right opportunities, so that you may follow those cosmic breadcrumbs into all of the things that need to happen for you to bring full healing into those aspects of the soul, or the retrieval of those soul parts that were lost through the traumas. And as you bring those back into your body to fully be inside the body, totally embodied, naturally you will make different choices one step at a time to bring healing, to bring harmony, to bring homeostasis into your physical body, and therefore live a more embodied life. And as you live a more embodied life, the result is feeling joy, fulfillment, being on purpose, meeting in synchronicity the people and the situations that will get you going in that right path that is your soul's path, and everything opens up for you. And also in terms of this ascension times, what that means is it's easier for you to ascend, because ironically for you to go up into that 5-dimensional existence where eventually the body will be lighter and at times almost transparent and less dense, you need to have first been able to come fully integrating into your body for then taking that ascension path. It's amazing and beautiful how the journey shows up for you, and your task is to say, yes, I am going to take that next step. All you're required is to begin taking one step in the right direction, and then another, and trusting that the path will be shown to you one step at a time. If you're waiting for the full path to be shown to you, that will never happen, because that's not how the universe builds that trust and that surrender. It'll show you 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 steps forth. And as you take those, then more steps will be shown. And your life will be radically transformed one step at a time. I would love to hear from you to know if this resonates with you, if you are seeking to really live a full embodied life, or if you've already done that journey. How has that worked for you? Thank you for having been here all the way, watching the full video. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being a part of this exchange of energy. I hope you do find the way to be fully embodied inside your beautiful body temple. You are needed, dear one. Love and light.